are decorating and adding something from your own touch, you find that you are improving while you add something? I mean that maybe at the beginning you were very simple, but by time you started to be, very talented in adding some certain things here or there. Do you find some kind of very, what we say, quick improvement in this very specific skill?
Yes,
Mhm,
like I add more colors and stuff because
mhm,
originally I feel like maybe like monochrome colors, and then now I start to use other colors or pictures to
mhm.
attach in the blog.
Great, great. Yes. Aisha also said that I find other people's blog is really interesting. Yeah, just to take some ideas and to see others' experiences and other products is something very beneficial for you. Having some ideas from others. That's why we are going just within the coming, inshallah, weeks, we are going just to invite each other to visit the blogs after we see that it's almost the final draft or something like that, or the final edition. So it seems, like that you are furnishing your own small house, and when you are almost finished, you invite others to come and welcome them at home. So this is the same. And when you invite others, they are going just to give you some comments. They are going just to review some of your own posts and also pages. They can give you some ideas. They can suggest some improvements, and all just going to contribute to our enrichment, our own improvement. And this is what we can call sustainable development. We can keep developing our own skills and also our own blogs. So this is okay. Safira just shared a very important point. Who would like just to share something else? Nazri, yes, the most enjoyable moment for me when I can share my thoughts and ideas in the blog post, like we can express our feelings to it. Of course, you can take it like diary, as we mentioned. It's your own portfolio. You can even just share some very lovely experiences with others. So all this one is very interesting. And also, the most important thing also is that you can reach out many others in no time. This is very important. Yes, Soleha, yes. At first, I don't have any idea what write, but when I started to write something in my blog, there are a lot of ideas came. Yes, you find yourself that you are showered of a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, how you can just even level up the quality and the content of your blog. This is something interesting. So, uh, yes, blogging can help me release my stress. Wow, wow. Very interesting one. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, when you just, presenting yourself, you can even just tell something in writing that even you cannot express by words. And this is something good and makes you more comfortable and stress-free. Very nice. And also I can gain more knowledge, as when I want to write something to share, I must have the authentic sources to support the ideas. Sure, sure. You are completely right, Nasri. Nuraz, I feel excited when I got comments from my readers. Yes, yes. You started to be the same, like a very famous comments, and even you approve some, and even you respond to others. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Especially in this time, what we see, the lockdown time, you can just even reach others very simply, and you can invite some of your family members, your friends, your neighbors, your very close and even not close friends to come and see what you did. So very great, very great. I do like these things, really. And I do like this very interesting start, really. It's something wonderful. You'd like to share and say something from your own. This is the way. So thank you for this sharing. I do appreciate, really. And let me introduce today's topic, which is highly related to our current work, which is blogging, and how we can add up to our own spaces, how we can, make it in the best way ever, which we are going just to say the educational media, how we can understand and even how we can, figure out. Yeah, now I think you can see it right now. You can see it right now. Yes. So in week 7, we are going just to know more about educational media. Educational media, of course, is highly related to the instructional technology because we believe that the most important focus of instructional technology is to utilize and exploit all types of media, all methods of delivering information and content. And when you deliver content and information through text only, that is very boring. And by time it loses its strength. It's became very monotonous that no one would like just to attend for. So if you find media is important in adding up and what we say enhancing the quality of your instructional technology, so it's time to understand more and more about the types, about the different uses of educational media. um, Today objectives will be 3 objectives. First one, identify the functions of instructional media, or we can say educational media. Both are valid. The second one, describe the 3 main classifications of educational media. We have different classifications, depends on different aspects, and we are going just to read about them. We are going just to comprehend completely about different classifications. And number 3, we are most effectively so I believe that today's session is of a great importance. By the end of this session, inshallah, you will have a very in-depth understanding about what is educational media and how we can classify or categorize them, and how I can utilize them successfully and effectively in my own learning and teaching practices. And also, we are going just to add some of the different platforms for having a very effective and also easy photo editing. So please try just to be very attentive, and let's start with all our enthusiasm and our persistence to have something great today, inshallah. Okay, okay, ready? Are you ready? Yes, yes,
Yes,
inshallah.
yes.
Very great, very great, very great. Okay, don't forget that after maybe 30 minutes, we are going to have our coffee break. So try to be as attentive as possible with me, okay? And if you'd like just to even to drink something right now or like that, to be still awake and attentive and also focused, don't worry. It's okay. It's your time. Don't worry. Okay? So let's see something at the very beginning. Let's start the story from the beginning. As we mentioned before, for many decades, teachers, educators used to have what we call traditional media, traditional tools, what we can say also teaching aids. It was a little bit old term, teaching aids, AIDS. It means that the supportive tools that aids and helps the teacher to teach more successfully and to ensure the provision of knowledge and skills to the learners in what we say acceptable and effective way. So for this target, teachers used to have conventional media. Like what? Like what? Let's say something about the very conventional media, like whiteboard, like flashcards, like textbook, like overhead projector. If you remember that, a very old gadget or device we say like that, which it has some glass, surface, and it has something like lens at the very, on the top, and you need to use transparent sheets put on this surface, glass surface, and after that, it uses the light just to reflect the form and the shape of this page on the screen or on the wall like that. What we can call overhead projector. You can find it somewhere in the very schools, something like that. And recently, we replaced it with the electronic projector. These things we call it's traditional media, which is no longer effective for the digital natives and for the contemporary what we say stage of generation. So now we adjusted to face what we call the multimedia technology. Multimedia. So it's not one media, but multimedia technology or unimedia, what we can say. So we have to be all the time introduced, and we need to learn how we can utilize the electronic instructional media, which like such as computers, multimedia systems, mobile devices, interactive whiteboard, what we can call the smart board, which is available in many of schools and centers. Also, don't forget about the online media stream, digital games, and podcasts. All these things, what we can call a new version of instructional media, which is technology supported one. These learning materials will make the students see, hear, touch, describe, try, and do more effectively. So they are going just to learn in a very wonderful setting. So let's just introduce the word technology. As you can hear on the slide, what is technology? Because you may be faced with this question. What is technology? Technology is simply defined. We can just go through this definition in Oxford English Dictionary as a body of knowledge which, when used or applied, helps in solving problems. a body, a group of knowledge, which is helps in solving the problems in situations. This is technology. Okay, so if we add the word educational before technology, so we will have another term, educational technology, which means simply that the application of a body of knowledge, which is technology, to solve educational problems. So what is the utmost aim of technology is to solve problems in life. But if we go just to be more focused with education, so technology can help solve the different and what we say the evolving and ever rising educational problems. Okay, we can use technology, educational technology, with normal students, with special needs students, and even with very struggling and low achieving ones. So all these settings, technology can help. This technology provides a learning environment that is self-paced, as we mentioned before. You are going just to learn and use technology on your own as you feel very comfortable and relaxed. Also, learner can control this, so he will be more responsible for their learning, and also it will be individualized. It means that everyone will use it according to what suits himself or himself well, using the multimedia technology in education. And for your surprise, that according to the recent reports, it said that learners respond to visual information faster as compared to text-only materials. So when we use visualization, it means I'm going just to engage more students. I'm going just to motivate them more and more. So visuals also help improve learning immensely and on multiple levels. Okay, they can increase their knowledge retention, they can increase their own participation, and also they can level up their attention time and the level of attention while learning. And also, or I can say lastly in this introduction, you need to know that according to statistics, around 65% comprises visual learners, because we know that we have and psychomotor, but for visual learners, they can, what we say, form around 65 of the population, 65 for visual learners, which is a very considerable percentage. Don't forget about this point. If we go forward to the next step, which is what are the functions of educational media? Let's take them, a little bit quickly, because I believe that you know a lot about this point. So as we say that the educational media combines both the senses of sight and hearing. So what we say that auditory and visual learners, they will welcome this one and they will like using educational media. The first one is abstract terms, like for example the word of coordination, the word of friendship, the word of what we say, purity. All these things are abstract terms. are best illustrated through the use of instructional media. Instead of spending much time giving some very lengthy definitions and explanation to such abstract terms, you can use very fast educational media like a very short video or even some very expressive poster or at least use pictures. So all these can you a lot. Number two, magnifying or reading objects for classroom use. As we said, for the projector, magnifying, enlarging this. And also you can read, for example, if you like just to present something related to OLED map. So instead of having the whole wall, you can just reduce the size of this for them by educational media. Number three, unavailable experiences are provided by media. Some of them they like us to go visit the space. So it's unavailable experience. You can utilize the different media. Even you can just go take your class to visit three great pyramids in Egypt. Okay, which it's very hard and difficult to experience, but through multimedia, everything will be easy and available. Number four, no knowledge retention is increased, of course, as we just mentioned. Visual learners be welcome. We see about 65% of the population just like have it, and also why you see and really see that multimedia all the time. We believe that the knowledge retention will be maximized. Number five, individualization of learning becomes a reality. Instead of having very complicated preparation, papers, documents, drawings, all these done by handmade by the teacher. Okay, just to address the different learning needs of the students, you can utilize the different multimedia. So you can accommodate the very varied and differentiated learning styles of these students. Number six, provide a common framework of experience to a large number of learners. Of course, you can reach more and more students by education media particularly activities maximized. like just to consider attention, you like to motivation in business, all of them highly increase and maximize, and by one time you will find yourself not as a teacher, but also you will have this very creative multimedia use will be fitted timely in students. So these are the different things that we just mentioned that we can highlight in terms of benefits of educational media over time in teaching and learning process. So before we get this point, this one. If everything is okay, please let's get. Okay. Okay, very nice. So this is my question for you. Regarding the education, I tell you, what is the most challenging for you? I appreciate you as some of you prefer you like to use photos or some other would maybe others would like us to use photos and so on and so on. So multitasking there. Some of you may think that it takes a lot of time or a lot of effort. So what is it? Maybe yeah for research. Why you are thinking about this? Big work right you. Okay, this group is so I first want to share. Okay, share is here. Copy this from you and keep it. Monotonity kills interest, while variety is the spice of life. Try to keep this forever. Just to avoid any kind of monotony, especially in your teaching and learning, because it kills the interest. While if you have varied and different things and all the time add new things, this is considered as the spirit and the spice of life. So this is my sharing. Who would like to share something else? Yes, we are, I share. If you'd like to share a proverb, like to share some challenging media, as I asked, if you'd like to share some of the things you feel that interesting, so I really welcome your sharing now. If even you have something like to add to the benefits of using education media, okay, no problem. So I'd like to hear from you. Okay, so let me listen to some of you. Aisha, as usual, very responsive. Educational media makes learning more enjoyable and memorable. Yes, you are right. Yes, very nice. Okay, Aisha, what else?
Can I try?
Please do. Most welcome.
I am Alia. Based on my opinion, I think that media, educational media, have their own pros and cons. Like it's true, like I said earlier, that it can be more enjoyable and memorable. But to some of us, like especially when educating kids, they might be having like they might misuse the media that we give them or something, and some of them might have problems, especially near the internet connection. But also it has their own pros. As me myself, I also enjoy online learning more than the face to face, even though I have in problems. But um, that's all.
So you'll find it interesting and you'll find yourself in this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Very informative. Wallahi. Thank you, Ali, for your sharing. Yes, everything in life has its pros and cons, of course. And this is the way why we are here. Let's ask ourselves why we are here. just all the time to know more about the rules, okay, how to utilize them effectively, meaningfully, okay, and to minimize the cons, and even to find viable solutions in challenges and problems is, what the reason of our courses and our interactions. This is the way. And also, Muhammad Noor, we can gain knowledge anytime, anywhere. Course, necessary education can improve our learning skills. Yes. Actually, I do welcome all this. But I wonder why some of you, I haven't I haven't received anything from them yet. If you would like just to share something verbally, you are most welcome to share it by writing here. So please do something. Try just to think about something to share. Okay, don't all the time to be receptive only to receive, but I like just to listen to do something. Najwa, educational media enhances both teaching and learning. It's more engaging and invites collaboration between student to student or student to teacher. Yes, Kira, technology gives the white student a voice. Of course, the white students and the introvert ones, introvert. They like just what they say, too shy to present themselves. Oh, it's time. I believe one was about just to say something to do. Maybe I interrupted your try. Please go again. I'm waiting for you. Someone was about just to say something. Alia. Okay, again, please.
Me again.
Yes, of course.
I would like to some more. And I think that educational media could also teach us to use the technology more wiser, because some of us, like me, I don't actually know how to use like Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. I'm not actually good at technology. So because of the educational media, like the assignment that you gave us earlier, like blog, I found out that I am actually capable of doing the editing. Maybe I didn't get the chance to do it before because we had never had online classes before. That's all.
Yes. Actually, this point is very significant. You just raised it. You know why? Because all the time we are the victims of what we say, the spoon feeding education we have used to get. Spoon feeding education, which means that I'm going just to improve myself in the fields I am only invited to. So for me, no. You, as a very, mashallah, what we say, mature learner, started as a very, what we say, prospective teacher, mashallah, teacher, maybe, you need to not only to wait for others to expose you to certain fields, but you need to expose yourself, self-exposure, to the very weak points you feel that you need some improvement. That's why me, as an instructor, I'd like just to expose each one of you to different experiences, to have something new. So when you practice, you are going just to find yourself automatically improved. This is the point. Let's have something here. We say that educational media also prepare us for the future, such as the certain skills like editing, blogging, and using social media. As we are right. Thank you. Educational media improve our soft skill in technologies world. It's thank you, Leah, for mentioning about the soft skills. When it's brought into this lesson, students are expected to be more interested. Yes, no monotony free in the subjects and the studying. It improves knowledge, retention, knowledge, individual learning, and also encourage collaboration. Right, you are. poetry. Educational media has no limit, and we can learn anything, no matter in what course, subject اللي بيها tends to involve education. Minds of a person can be more tech-savvy user. Yes, really, by the end of this course, I need all of you, not just to be a technology user, but to be a technology savvy, a technology competent, and some meaning expert in very specific points. I need everyone to be like that. So thank you for this very, very interesting and informative sharing. Let's go to the next one. The classification of instructional media. Yeah, let's go. The first classification, the first slide, this one, in terms of the classification, we have like the interface of all the classifications. We have 4 tiers, or I can say 4 classifications. The first one, according to the level of technology, it would like us to categorize instructional media based on the level of technology. This is very important. Based on levels of technology, you can find some of them low level and some others are high level technology materials. This is very simple, right? According to the level of technology, low level, high level. Number 2, according to printing instruction media, you will find printed ones and non-printed media, and you are going to have it in more explanation. Number 3, the third category, the third classification, based on the senses they stimulate. Senses. Instructional media, of course, utilize different senses, and let me tell you something in this point. Take it, please. The number of senses involved, again, the more the number of senses involved in the learning process, the more enduring the learning results. For example, you are using only visual things, not visual auditory. So they are going to be okay, very beneficial, very helpful to students, but it will not be to be so enduring. But if you combine, if you add for the media, not only to be visual, to be also auditory, to have something for the sound, so you have something like movie, like animation, so you are going to utilize more senses, different senses. Sorry. Nowadays, we all the time hear about virtual reality, right? Virtual reality. And also augmented reality. By the way, I'm highly experienced in augmented reality, and inshallah, before the end of this course, I need to give you something very focused in augmented reality. I feel that maybe I'll give you something, very important and also very informative in this one. I believe that no one else in Kulliyah of education can help you in this aspect other than me. So before the end of this course, I'm going just to share with you more and more about what we say the different realities, which is virtual reality, augmented reality, and latest is mixed realities. So all this, what we say, the different realities. Okay. So for example, for virtual reality, you have something visual, something auditory, and also it comes to have something interactive. So all this is more senses. So again, keep it in your mind. The more the number of senses involved in the learning process, more enduring and successful the learning results. Okay, you got it? Okay, make it like that, yes. Or like that. I'm watching you. Make it like that or like that. Okay. Noting or rejecting. Both is okay. Okay, thank you. Number four, the fourth classification, yes, is based on projection. As you say again, not to forget the first one, based on the levels of technology, low level, high level, low level, high level. But the second category is according to printing. We have printed media, we have non-printed media. Okay? Number three, according to the senses they stimulate, we have visual media, audio media, and both of them audio visual media. Okay, this is based on the senses involved. The senses they stimulate. Okay, we have only visual, you can just watch. We have audio media, just you can only hear, and also the audio visual media, which combines both of them. The fourth one and the last category is according to projection. We have projected one and non-projected media. Projected, non-projected. So it means that we have different categories with very important subcategories in terms of the instructional media. If we go through to the first one, hurry up. The first one, low-level media versus high-level media or instructional media. Let's go and take it by examples, and I believe that it doesn't need a lot of time. Well, now, yes, you can see here with me that low-level media, what we can say, it doesn't need a lot of time or even a lot of expenses, something like that. What we call wall charts. You have different wall charts. Maybe you used to have it in your school, the previous school. Magnetic boards, models, the small model-like things like a small car. What we can see, the different samples of things, illustrations, real objects, what we can see, realia, you call it realia, the real objects, okay? Posters, pictures, and lastly, graphics. All these things and others, we call it low-level media. Low-level media. Let's go to the second one, which is high-level media. We can find slide projector, cameras, cassette recorders, or what you can see, CD recorders, okay? Computers, television sets, or any kind of screens right now, radio sets, all these what we can call high-level instructional media, which we believe that it invests more money, and also it costs a little bit higher than the low-level one, and also produces higher level of results. Let's go to the second category, which is printed versus non-printed media. Print versus non-printed media. Printed media, posters, printed of course, books, handouts, journals, dictionaries, encyclopedia, newspapers, magazines, all of this, what we say paper made ones, you can call printed media. And it's very simple. Number two is non-printed media. Non-printed media, which is computer programs like Microsoft Office documents and others, applications, different apps, infographics, models. We can say that it's non-printed because it can be done and created by other things like plastic, like different, like steel, very other things. PowerPoint slides, of course, video films, and audio CDs or cassettes or something like that. We can say audio materials because we can say that no more cassettes nowadays. Yeah, Google Meet is audio-visual media. Right, of course, Nazri, you are right. Thank you for your always sharing is highly, highly appreciated. Alia, you have something to say.
Uh,
Go ahead.
I would like to ask, what about online journals? Is it counted as non-printed media?
Of course, of course. When you go to somewhere and they say, we need your CV, right? Or something like that. Have you heard it before, Alia? Please, we need it.
Yes.
And you may inquire or wonder about this request. Would you like it printed or soft copy, right? Yes, that's
Yes.
it. So that I think it answers your question. You have online journals, we have printed journals, and we have online journals. So online is considered like non-printed media. Okay. So thank you, Alia. Yes, you have something? Say. Mhm.
No, I want to say thank you.
Most welcome, most welcome. Really, I do appreciate your all of you to be attentive all the time to think about something pops up in your mind because we believe that without this kind of one-to-one to ask and respond, we will waste our time. So all the time, I do welcome you to ask, to share, to wonder. Please do. You are the future leaders. Don't forget this. This I'm the first one to tell you about this one, right? To give you this nickname. Okay, you are the future leaders. Okay, keep it all the time. And also, just as a bonus for you, I'd like to share this. Another thing for you. I need you to remember that if you like just to take it from me now, you can take it also with you. This one. A picture speaks more than 1,000 words. Take it with you. All the time think that maybe if you utilize one picture, it will just spare your time to give very lengthy and prolonged description. So that's it. Today's aim. You have to know how you can get to your readers, students, and other. Yes. So number 3, and this is very important, by the way. The third classification, which is visual, audio, and audio visual. Let me tell you something about my some of my memories when I was, undergraduate student. That was in Al Azhar University in Cairo, and I was more into translation and interpretation because I was highly experienced. Even my major at the time was simultaneous interpretation, just to translate in seminars, in conferences, and so on, simultaneously. So when we were taken for the first time to the audiovisual room, it was a very, very original and very basic lab. You cannot imagine how excited we were just to go into this very, very simple one. It has a very big what we say cassette, something like reel, very big reels, something like that, not even like tape cassettes, but something very original, headsets, okay, and of course the mics or microphone. So we were very, very interested and excited. We wouldn't like just to leave that room and would like just to stay there for the whole day. Okay, so if all the time I reflect on these very old days and just to compare that situation with the things you have in hands right now, you are very lucky. You are very, very lucky. You have a mini lab in your smartphone. Your smartphone you can utilize by all these things, and we had no access to. That's all. So if you'd like just to go to this classification, which is visual audio and audiovisual, we have three sub categories. We have audio media, which is these are teaching learning devices that appeal to the auditory sense, auditory only here. So we call it audio media. They consist of radio sets, audio recording machines, such as disc recording, CD recording, I mean, podcasts and audio files. Okay, and we say that it goes only with the auditory sense. If we go to the visual aids, all visual media, we say that it's that set of instructional media that appeal to the sense of seeing. Most graphics are in this family, the graphics of the instructional media. And also it includes pictures, photographs, diagrams, charts, cartoons, still pictures, and all the kinds of slides of the PowerPoints. All these what we call the visual media, only visual media. What about the third one, which is the combination of the first two subcategories, which is audio visual? These kinds of materials, instruction materials that have the capacity to provide issues in form of pictures and audio effect that combines both the audio and the pictures effects in the same time. Examples of this media is television, video tape player, animation, and video segments. All this is the audio video ones. Okay, let's go to the fourth category for this part, which is projected versus non-projected media. Projected, non-projected. Projected media simply is, you can see here, a group of instructional resources which can only be accessed by means of projecting their content on the screen or simply on the room wall, that wall. So this set of materials that you cannot access without projecting it on the screen or the wall. This is very important. They are usually combination of software and the corresponding hardware. And previously, as we say, we had the overhead projector, which was very basic at the very beginning. After that, we had this electronic projector, which can be available in our Kulliyas classrooms right now. And at the beginning, it was very, huge, giant like that. And by the development of technology, it became in the maybe the palm size, your hand size like that, can carry it or something. The smartphones now, they have this kind of projection and many others. And also you are presented to the hologram, if you heard about the hologram, which gives you not only the 2D visualization, but also you can find it in 3D ones, what we can call hologram. Inshallah, we are going to present it. Don't worry. Anything we mention, I'm going just to help you to get it and to know a lot about that. Don't worry. Okay. Sorry. Also, they are expensive a little bit compared to the non-projected ones. May not be readily available to teachers, especially those who work in the remote areas or rural areas, okay, or low-income communities, what we say, or societies. Most of these projected media you can hardly find there, okay? So what are the advantages of these projected media? Let's take it one by one quickly. The teacher can maintain eye contact with the students, because while I'm a teacher, I'm going to project something for you, and you are going just the same as right now. You are going to read the slide, for example, through projection. So I can just maintain watching you, following you. I can see the reaction of Alia, the reaction of Maryam, the reaction of Nazri. Okay, I can see whether they can follow or not, whether they can understand or just to keep understanding with me, or they still have some problems. I can even give further help. So all these things and others. This is the first advantage or the merits of projected visuals. What else? They are easy to create and use, easy ones. You can just even prepare your work at home, and I mean the lesson plan or any other things, and come with your pen drive or flash memory, and just even go and have it anytime. Even without this one, you can even retrieve and restore them from Google Drive, right? Google Drive, anywhere, anytime, like that. So it's easy to use and create. Also very creative and state of the art. It makes your audience, they are highly attentive and attracted to what you are doing. Also, that last one in these advantages is supports interactivity. So it's easy to let others to interact with you while you are projecting your media. What is the second, the examples of this one? As we mentioned, we have video, presentation, software. Okay. What else, my dear? We have games, digital images for some instances or examples of the projected media. All these are examples. What is the second one? Non-projected media, which are the aids that do not require any projection on a screen. You can access it by even showing them up or popping them up to your audience, your own participants, and simply you can even just go for your illustrations. These aids don't require any electric equipment and appropriate for low budget settings, as we just mentioned, in some of the remote areas or rural places. All these things are more, relevant and also more attainable there. Non-projected visuals are static. Static means that unmovable, so you can just place them on the wall, or even you can hang them up on certain place, or even you can just like that. So they are static. No, non-projected visuals are not expensive compared to the projected ones. Much easier to use in instruction and stimulate creative expressions like telling stories. You can even just have some photos, some pictures, some posters, and started to tell the story easily. Can be damaged easily also, although it's non-expensive, but also it can be damaged easily with regular use. Hard to store and too small for group viewing, because with projection you are going just to even explain for hundreds and even more and more for people, but for the non-projected ones they appeal to very limited numbers of viewers. Okay, so all these things and others are important, but let's say something. Yes, newspaper. Newspaper can be non-projected, of course, of course. Journals, newspapers, magazines, they are all non-projected media because it can be hang and code by hand like that. So one may wonder, does it mean that non-projected media has no advantage? No, of course, no. It has, a few advantages we are going to have. What are the advantages of non-projected media? Number one, these media, which is non-projected, can be used for all ages, for preschool, for the school students, even for the university ones and college ones, and even further, any place, any teaching, training setting can utilize the non-projected media, right? Right? Yes. They can involve groups to work collaboratively to prepare a presentation with drawings and charts, something like very simple. These are also the most widely used media in many isolated and rural areas around the world. So, as we say, it's not costly, not expensive, even though it's easily to be damaged, but also it can be, you know, available in throughout the world, especially in the remote and low-income settings. They are also the media, the realia or real objects, models, what we can say that 3D objects, what you can just cubes, a sphere, or even circle, something like that, what we can see model. You can, if you'd like just to illustrate something regarding the earth, so you can have the model of the earth, 3D one, and you can just go and hold it and try to talk about that. Still pictures also, charts, posters, graphs, maps, all these things also can be one of these non-projected. So what is the limitation of the non-projected? It has also some cons. Durability, it's easy to damage with regular learner use. So we see that it has low durability, it cannot be durable for a long of time. Okay, there is a problem to keep non-projected visuals. The storage all the time, you need just to take with you, just to, yeah, even to ask someone to fetch the posters from your room, something like that. So maybe too small for group viewing, as we say. It doesn't appeal to a large number of viewers. They are not suitable for the use of group lectures or something like that. So it's very important to have it for now. The examples of this one is posters, graphs, cartoons, charts, and real objects. Okay, I believe that we have covered most about everything about the four main classifications of educational media. And here is your time. Do you like just to share anything right now? You have something you like just to ask about? Please let me know. If you have anything is okay, please give me one in the chat box. I need all of you, please. That's all of you? Okay. Yeah, I believe that we have almost 25 attentive ones right now. Not all of you are attentive, of course, but I believe by time we are all, inshallah, very focused and attentive. So don't try to be distracted by anything while you are on your online class, please. Thank you. And as usual, we need to give you the time for the break. You have, a complete 10 minutes break. 10 minutes break is the inshallah. Okay. Assalamu alaikum for now.